Hello there, this is Brandon from our Galaxy Stock Market community. Today is September 27, 2025. It's about 8:38 a.m. Eastern Time, and let's get right to the point. Guys, silver broke out, and I've been pounding the table for silver for at least the last year to 2 years about the imminent price breaks that are coming, especially the last 6 months. We've been talking about gold and silver, and while gold has been hitting all-time highs, silver has been lagging and has not hit all-time highs at all. In fact, we have had a significant price movement. Yes, silver is up about 58% for the year from January. However, it has not hit the all-time high, so silver has some catching up to do. So the question that everybody's asking me is how high can it go and what's the broader implication for the stock market? Let's get right into it. All right, so here's the disclaimer. Pause it, read it. If you agree, please move forward, and especially for those of you watching on x.com and YouTube. All right, so again, shameless plug for x.com, Galaxy Stock Market on YouTube and Twitter, or x.com. All right, so let's get right into it. So I posted this as we were breaking out, and as you know, last week's video we were talking about right at this 919 level that we were breaking out above the 43 level, and that was a critical level, partly because we were above that 42.504 price level, and I said if it gets above there, it's going to start getting parabolic, and boy has it ever. And so I posted this as it was breaking into that 46.41. I think we ultimately hit 46.92 or 95 on the futures before pulling back right into this price level, 46.395. As I made that post, this is where we kind of finished for the year. And so I do believe in that next 3 weeks. I know a lot of people are expecting some parabolic move after we hit 50 plus, and I think that's a very, very safe target to say, and I believe, and I thought we would hit that this Friday, but you know, there's some shenanigans going on. There's a lot of silver slam crew action, even now as they are hedging into the call positions, and I'm not going to get into that, what they're doing. You guys all know that this market is super manipulated, and so that manipulation is exactly the fuel that is going to continue to push the silver higher. And I do believe this time for sure that we're going to hit 50 plus easily on Friday, by Friday of next week, okay, into October. And so here's the problem. COMEX doesn't have enough physical silver for delivery requirements. And increasingly, more and more people, I think about 92% of all the traders that are going to exercise the futures are going to want physical delivery. The problem is we don't believe that they have it, and this is the reason why we're going to have these pushing forward of these contracts in lieu of delivery. They're going to have to increase the prices to about $68 to $82 by the end of October. And so this was, you know, obviously something that I posted early on the Friday as it was happening, and this move is just getting started, folks. Okay, so this is something that you want to keep an eye on. If you notice on the commercial side, these are your silver slam crew. Okay, these silver slam crew basically are obviously rigging the markets up, and there's only 55 of them. Okay, and then on the commercial side, the bank side, the silver slam crew side, there's only 40 on the call side. Yet when you look at it in total, the people that are long on these contracts is 213 versus 157. Yet the contracts that are totally long is 178,000 to 199,012. So 190,012 contracts. Each contract carries 5,000 ounces per contract. That is 995 million ounces short. Holy moly, folks. This is historical highs. And if you notice how many traders are short on the commercial side, it's not very many of them. Okay, but these guys are what I call the silver slam crew. And this is exactly the reason why I think a short squeeze of magnitude is coming. What we're seeing right now, silver getting to the 46, 35, almost breaking out into 47 on Friday. That's nothing. The explosion in silver, which is coming, it's going to, as soon as it gets past that $50 mark, it's going to get parabolic, and the moves will be biblical, folks. The question to you is, do you have physical gold and silver, especially silver? Silver is going to be gold on steroids, right? So, all right. We also know that the bigger price movements are coming because the CME group, which oversees all these futures contracts, are basically increasing their margins by 6.25% for gold and 6.67% for silver. Why is that? Is it to curtail people from buying gold and silver futures, calls? Or is it to basically curtail more speculative activity because they know a big, massive short squeeze of gigantic proportions are coming? And I believe that these measures are being put in place because CME sees the writing on the wall. And it's going to be biblical. And what's its implication, though? As this short squeeze starts to materialize, it hasn't happened yet. All it's doing is just basically moving higher. The silver slam crew action really has no effect. I mean, guys, almost a billion ounces? Do we even have that much above ground? It's going to be crazy, folks. And it's going to be epic. And so it's something that you really need to pay attention to. In the meantime, we have the opposite effect post FOMC. This is a chart from last week, and I said, hey, look, the Fed did a 25 basis point cut, and yet the TNX is moving higher, which measures the 10-year Treasury yield, right? And at the same time, dollar just kind of likes to trade in this range, hasn't really broken out. If the economy was going to be great, you would have a dollar breakout, and we have not seen that. So rate cuts are having an opposite effect. Folks, this is telling you, I don't care if the stock market is in the process of putting in the blow off top. By the way, I also noticed and posted that there is a head and shoulder on the hourly, on the NQ and the ES that has formed beginning of this week. Okay? And coupled with this and what gold and silver is telling you, there's some storms headed our way in the market. So US dollar and 10-year yield is telling a different story. What kind of different story is that? Well, here's the latest, right? This latest thing is that we are almost at 42 in terms of the 10-year yield. And the dollar, yes, it tried to break out, okay? And then now it's just stagnating, still trading in this range. And so this is telling you that a recession or something worse is headed our way. I don't know what that is. I'm just telling you what the charts are telling us. Okay? So TNX keeps moving higher, which measures the 10-year yield, which means nobody wants our bonds. Okay? And I've always said Trump is preparing America for bankruptcy in one way or the other. That's exactly what's happening. And I believe monetary reset, but not the way the global banking cartels are wanting it, is happening at the moment. All right, so here is silver. And this is about a week ago when I posted this. And I said, hey, look, silver slam crew, gold too. Gnashing of the teeth moment is here. Okay. I said now this week, 990 million ounces short. And it's getting stronger. Short squeeze, anyone? It's coming. So this was last week. Okay, 42.68. We're all going, oh my gosh, we're above 42. It's going to start moving parabolic. I told everybody to pay attention. And then we got above that 42. And then that previous chart was 2 weeks ago. This is last week. We hit 43.65. And I said, hey, look, we get above this previous high, we're going to start really getting volatile and impulsive, move higher. And so this is what we got this week. And so this is where I made this call on this chart right here. And basically, yes, we did make an impulsive move. This little pullback, that's just, it hit 40, almost 47. This is a technical pullback, folks. It's just going to springboard higher. It's been doing that all week. these little pullbacks, and everybody thinks we've hit the top, that it's overbought, blah, blah, blah. Okay, silver is going much higher. I believe we're going to hit 50 plus. 68 to 82 is the target in the next 3 weeks. Okay, here's my minimum measure moves that I've been talking about. And this is in relation to 1980s during the Hunt brothers when they tried to corner the market. It went up, folks, 625.43% within a few weeks. Okay, and this is the chart that I made when we were at $40.25, and I said that once it gets above that 42, 43, and certainly when we break the $50 mark, which is really the previous high, once we get there, it's going to be like a vacuum that's going to pull us up all the way into this, at least into the 75. This is my minimum price target number one. Obviously, I've been telling a lot of people that $110, $100 moves is not without the realm of possibility in October. All right. And we are also in that sell in Rosh Hashanah, buy on Yom Kippur stock market cycle. Okay. What do I mean by that? You know, and we've already talked about this. Why do I think it'll go to 75? Because I just told you. All right. Silver is capable of moving these monster moves historically. Okay. And the Silver Slam crew can't really manipulate the markets with printed money anymore. Okay. Current model, I'm only showing about 85.84% rise. All right. From $40. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about what this all means for the broader stock market. As the silver is warning you, as the 10-year yield in US dollar is warning you, stock market is hitting right at that upper trend line, putting in a blow off top, and that's all this is, okay? And silver and gold is telling us something. Now, leading indicator and coincident economic indicator is basically flashing recession or worse signs. There is something headed our way. I just don't know what it is. We just need to be prepared. Do you have gold and silver? That's all I'm asking. So let's look at some of these charts technically. All right, see where we are and then see what we need to do to move forward, okay? All right, I'm not going to spend too much time, but really put to call ratio, I mean, this is disgustingly low, all right? When we have this type of, 0.51, so we're in that danger zone right here where we're basically going to have put to call ratio explode, right? And with puts, that means that as we're moving higher and as we're diverging below on the put to call ratio, this really is warning you that the market topping pattern is happening. Okay, I'm not going to say much more about that. All right. We talked about the 2019 to 2020. You know what happened in 2020 and how the market is very, very similar and how it starts putting in that blow off top formation. Okay. And this is kind of where we are right here. Okay. So pause this and, you can screenshot it, or if you want some this, obviously email me at Coach Brandon at protonmail.com. I'll send you a PDF of this, or, I'll send you a link so you can share this. Our community members already have this. Okay. This is significant. Study it. Trading in the stock market is all about studying. Okay. Here's silver. We're right now putting in a phase 3 alpha. Here's the first phase. We talked about this. First phase. Okay. We made series of phase 2s and, false breakouts along the way, but we really have broken out here. So here's phase 1, and then we're starting the phase 2 right here and phase 3. And so I believe that phase 3 is going to take us all the way up to like 60 to 75. And then we're going to get that phase 4. Phase 4 is the blow off top phase, and I believe that can take us, maybe not in October, but shortly, to about 125. Who knows? Maybe it does. Okay, I'm just telling you, this is what our indicators are showing us. Here's silver on a cup and a handle basis. This is the 25 years. I simply couldn't put in 45. This is the handle that we're breaking out from. Have we broken out from the handle yet? Not yet. I mean, we're at 46.04. It's a little different because these are spot prices versus futures. I like to use futures because it gives us more granularity. We're right here, folks, and we're breaking through this next week. Bar none. And it's not just going to pull back hard like everyone thinks. We're going to go through there and we're going to push up, probably really quickly it's just going to keep moving. People are going to keep trying to short or dump, and then they're going to regret it because I believe we're going to go to 68 to 75, not 75. Well, we're going to hit 75, but 82 is a possibility. Okay. Gold, same thing. Gold has been putting in, here's phase 1, phase 2, okay? And here's phase 3, and then we broke down from there, which starts a new phase 1. So for those of you that think that gold is overbought, it's not. It just started a new phase higher, okay? RSI is basically convergent. Yeah, it's a little bit of a divergence, but we're breaking through above there, okay? It's just a strong move that's happening. We have the MACD, CCI, all bullish, okay? Stochastics, yeah, it shows a little bit of crossover, but it's not going to be short-lived. It's just going to bounce here and then move higher. Maybe a little pullback in the, I don't know, Monday? I don't know, but it's going to move higher. PPO ADX showing us really beautiful crush indicator. This is a very, very bullish sign, and that it's telling us everything is strong. All right, one of the topics that I want to talk about is Carvana, right, with a tricolor bankruptcy, and this all ties into the narrative about the recession, the 10-year yield rising, dollar being weak. At this moment, we have gold and silver rising higher, and a lot of subprime delinquencies are happening. Carvana is a used car sales outlet that also does their in-house financing. You better bet your bottom dollars they have subprime, but they don't express that during their earnings call. For some reason, they don't want to tell us about it. Maybe because they want to goose the stock market higher. Insiders are selling at the top. This big red candle right here is a problem, and it's going to break down from the wedge. Everyone thinks it's going to go higher. Why would it go higher right now in this moment when we're putting in blow-off tops in the market? Folks, pay attention to this. This is going to require a little bit of patience, but this is the one that is going to break, and it's going to be biblical when it happens. We talked about Restoration Hardware last week. I said, hey, look, it's ready to break down, and it sure has. We put in a double top, and we just moved down, okay? There's more coming down as Trump puts tariffs on all those furnitures and upholsteries. Pay attention to this one, folks. XRP. I think that XRP, they don't want retail into this. Don't get shaken out. Remember what I said, anything below 2.75, you have to step in and buy in. And if it gets to 234 again, yeah, buy even more. I mean, that's not financial advice. That's what our community's doing. You guys do what you want, but don't be these people standing in line. And it's going to happen sooner than you think in the $1,000 range, okay? Is anyone listening? Okay, well, anyways. Here's a beautiful black swan. Black swans are everywhere, folks. Rosh Hashanah has started. We're going into the Yom Kippur phase. Silver breakout above 46.365 on the futures. Silver target is 50 plus next week. That's me being safe. But in the month of October, by the October 28th futures options contract expiration, I believe we're going to hit 68 to 82 easily. 10-year yield is warning. Okay, it's moving the wrong way, folks. Recession is coming, okay? Please, listen. Silver is going to hit 50 plus this week. Expect 68 to 82 by October 28th. 10-year yield continues to move higher, and dollar is stagnant, okay? It's not supposed to be doing that. And I don't think Fed is able to do anything. I just end the Fed, folks. I mean, it's like, what good are they? They're a private bank. Okay, I know you guys want to argue with me. They're through congressional charter, but this is not a branch of the American. There's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve Bank. End it. XRP, XDC with WLFI, get them. It's not a scam on WLFI. It's on sale. Got silver, got gold. Physical's better than anything. You're going to see silver price explosion. This is a multi-year move that's happening. You will not be able to get physicals at any reasonable premiums, okay? Market is topping. Gold and silver is warning. What else is new? Buy on Yom Kippur phase. Yom Kippur starts on October 2nd and goes through October 3rd. We are in that cycle. It doesn't mean that you have to buy on Yom Kippur, but that is the old wife's tale. Rosh Hashanah is already coming past. Things are getting weird anyways. Be careful. Hedge yourself, okay? And hopefully this video has helped you. Follow me at Galaxy.market. For those of you watching on the free x.com and YouTube, like us, share us, and above all, comment good and bad. I know I'm polarizing right now, but I'm right, folks. Okay, subscribe. I love your comments. Okay, and consider joining our community in the description link below. And thank you very much. If you have any business inquiries, you want to find out more, or you have questions, you want that PDF of 2019, 2020 analog chart, you got to email me at coachbrandon@protonmail.com. Otherwise, I want to thank all of our members that are part of my galaxy. All right, let's get some alpha. Bye-bye.